Hi, third graders. It's Mrs. Compton, and we are going to get on to your second lesson today. So I love this lesson because it's all about mental math strategies. And as you know from last year, I love playing with numbers in my head. So we're going to get started. I'm going to ask you something that I think you're going to find lickety split, like pretty easy, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. Let's find out. 19 plus 2. Usually I give a lot of think time, but let's see. For this one, I'm going to guess you're ready. So you're probably going to tell me that the answer is 21. So I'm going to guess you probably just counted up from 19. Maybe you thought 19, and if you add one more from that 2, you'd get to that friendly number, 20, and then there would be one more, right? Or maybe you said 19, 20, 21. That would be adding 2 more on. Okay, so let's take it up a notch. Our next one is 19 plus 5. All right, think about that for a second. All right, on the count of 3, tell me. 1, 2, 3. Tell me. What'd you say? Did you say 24? Maybe you used a similar strategy where you turned the 19 into a 20 by taking 1 away from the 5 and making that friendly number. And then there would be 4 more left there. I'm going to guess that was probably a lot of your strategies out there. So maybe you thought 24, or maybe you did the same thing. You counted on 19 and you counted on 4 more times and you got to 24 for your answer. Okay, let's take it up a notch again. 19 plus 8. All right, what do you say for that one? Bringing it up, 27? I bet some of you probably used different strategies this time. Maybe you turned the 19 into a 20 again and there was 7 left from the 8. You could have done that. I'm going to guess some of you did. But I'm also going to guess that some of you are starting to use this one to help you answer the next one. So maybe you thought, well, we just added 3 more, so we could add. So we added 3 more here. So the answer here would just be 3 more. Maybe you thought that. Or maybe you changed the 8 into a 10 this time. Maybe you did 19 plus 8 and you stole 2 from the 19. And you turned that into a 10. There's so many ways to think about it. I don't know what you did, so you'll have to tell me in the comments. All right, here's your last and final one. We're going to do this mentally though, right? So these are all strategies that you're doing in your noggin, not on paper. No cheating. All right, here we are. 19 plus 12. I'm going to give you some think time. So you can hit pause right now. Hit pause. And then unpause when you are ready. All right, on the count of 3, everybody tell me. 19 plus 12 is? 1, 2, 3, tell me. Did you get 31? Let's find out. I'm going to guess some different strategies went down. So I'm going to guess that some of you would say, all right, I have 19 and I have 12. And I'm going to add the 10 from the 19 and the 10 from the 12. So we had 10 and 9 make up a 19, and a 10 and a 2 make up the 12, right? So my guess is some of you probably did 10 and 10 makes 20. So I used up this 10 and this 10. And I'm going to guess that some of you did the 9 plus the 2 next. 9 plus 2 makes 11. And then I'm going to guess when you put those together, you knew the 20 plus the other 10 from this 11 made 30. And then you ended with 31. Maybe you did that. Maybe you decided to do, oops, wrong color. Orange is my favorite color, but it doesn't show up as well on the screen. All right, so maybe you decided to steal 1 away from the 12 and make it into an 11. And put this one over here with the 19. So now you have the 20 and the 11, which reminds me, we had a 20 and an 11 over there too. Weird. Is there a connection? Something to think about. All right, so then 20 plus 11, you probably know, because you probably know 11 is made up of a 10 and a 1. So 20 plus 10 is 30, and 30 plus 1 is 31. So these are all ways to do things in our heads, right? So we want to really make sure we're giving our brain some exercise, thinking about which numbers kind of go together. What makes life a little more friendly, a little easier, right? Okay, so now I'm going to give you a story. You know I love my story problems. All right, so check this out. Okay, so let's read the story. There are 14 more girls than boys in the school orchestra. There are 19 boys. And the question's asking, how many students are in the school orchestra? Okay, so take a second again, read that over. Okay, so when we're breaking down a story problem, we want to ask ourselves a couple of things. So thing one, you know we have to ask ourselves, what do we know for sure? Okay, so what do we know for sure in this story? Let's find out. We know for sure there are 14 more girls than boys. And we also know for sure there are 19 boys. Okay, so let's see. We know for sure the number of boys is 19. Do we know how many girls there are yet? Do we know how many girls there are yet? It says there are 14 more girls than boys. So we have to figure out how many girls there are, right? So how will you do that? You have to figure out this number here first. But then, that's not the question. The question is, how many students are in the school orchestra? So we are going to have to figure out how many boys and girls there are all together. So really, the question that we're trying to answer is how many boys and girls there are all together. So there are actually two things to solve in this story, right? So I really just like to break things down and kind of think about what I know for sure and what I'm going to try to solve. All right, it's your turn to solve this one. I'm not doing it for you. See you next time. Bye.